live stream. How are we all? Apologise if the audio is a little bit off. Hopefully it's a little bit better than it was last week. But we're having a few in the house microphone issues. Obviously when I'm in my little hidey hole, I've got all my proper setup out there. But when we're in here, it's a little bit of a challenge. So we're trying something different again this week. I'm just going to check we've gone live on YouTube as well. Dave, are you going to sit down or are you just going to walk around being really... it looks like we have gone live on YouTube as well, which is splendid. So we'll just go through our normal housekeeping bits to get us up and running. Full disclosure, initially, this is Amy's fault that we're doing this. She asked to do another live. She likes doing this live stuff, so you've Amy to blame for it. Can you all hear it, see us and hear us okay? Because like I said, we're trialing another new setup tonight. Just keep trying different options to find an easy way to do this in the house without having to turn the whole house over. So feedback on the picture, feedback on the sound would be splendid. But let's get our housekeeping stuff out of the way before we get up and running. So firstly, if you are watching this on YouTube and it's your first time watching, please be aware that we're actually streaming this on a different website. It's being streamed on YouNow, and then it dual streams across onto YouTube as well. But what that means for you is if you're on YouTube, the YouTube channel. So if you do want to get involved in the chat, if you what you're saying, the only way you can do that is by coming over to YouNow. So yeah, I can't see the chat on YouTube. Right, people are saying it's a bad connection.
Dave, what do you know?
Hold on. Sound is a bit jumpy. Picture is also pausing a lot as well. I actually think this is an internet connection issue because it keeps locking up on our end as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's maybe some connection issues. I think what I'll do is we'll stop. I'll do a speed test and then we'll restart because there's no point if everything. Oh, is it getting better? Sammy's saying it's getting better. Several people are saying bad connection, audio is glitching.
I think it's the Wi-Fi because it's doing it for us as well.
Yeah. Let's persevere, and if it gets too bad, just tell us. We'll have to stop. I think we're having some connection issues tonight. So, as I was saying, if you are watching on YouTube and you want to get involved, the only way you can get involved is to come over here to YouNow. The link to YouNow will be posted in the chat on YouTube. It's in the description on YouTube, or you can just come over here to YouNow and search for us. Search for Lelujo, search for Kevin Chapman. Any of those things should bring you our way, but we can't see anything on YouTube. So let's have a little look to see what questions we've got. Someone's saying it's jumpy, someone's saying it's better. Oh, I've accidentally clicked on somebody. I was the person on the program who asked if there was a stream today. Well, here you go, there is a stream. Can we, why is so many people asking if Amy has a boyfriend?
No.
Yeah, let's not ask the pervy questions about my daughter. I'm just going to block people. Alright?
Okay.
Kev, you're doing Birmingham Comic Con this November. Yes, we're going to be at Birmingham Comic Con. We're going to be there on the Sunday this time. We normally go on the Saturday, but I have a thing to do in London on the Saturday. So we're going to be at Birmingham Comic Con on the Sunday. This one will be here with me. Lucy will be, not here with me, there with me.
Yeah.
Lucy will be with us as well. And a splendid time we have all. What do I think to Posh's FA Cup first round draw? He's fine. I'm not that bothered about it. It's fine. When am I dropping a diss track? When I have someone to drop a diss track on, but I'm too lovable, and everyone loves me, and I don't have beef with anybody. I need some beef. Where do you get beef from? Do I drop the diss track and get the beef?
You say something really offensive if you want beef with somebody else.
Who should I get beef with? Who should I not like? Who do I want to start a war with? Yeah, see, you've got no ideas. Is Amy ever going to update her Amazon wish list for things for her new room? That's a very good question, Rob.
I'll do it tomorrow morning.
Because I've reminded Amy we've nearly finished our Christmas shopping now. So if she doesn't update her Amazon wish list soon, she's just not going to get any presents. Because I'm not leaving it till last minute this year.
I have to put the same things.
And you're the one who doesn't have a list at the moment. So well, that's fine. You won't get anything. Problem solved. It saves me a few quid. I'm on board with that. Drop a diss track on Lucy for not staying in the house.
You should so do that.
Or drop a diss track on any UK blogging family. I think we're probably too small to be noticed by them, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah.
Has Andy adjusted to the new medication? Pretty much, yeah. Start a beef with either Loki or Ben and earn a fortune from it. I don't know how to break this to you, Damien, but neither me, Loki, or Ben are earning a fortune from this, and none of us are big enough for anyone to care if we've got beef with each other. It's having two 40,000 subscriber channels colliding is not anything that anyone's going to notice in the grand scheme of YouTube, I'm afraid. Why is it not the school holidays up north? No idea. Drop a diss track on... Oh, I don't know who that is. I'm not going to say just in case. Can I actually rap? No, of course not.
You can't rap.
Yeah, of course I can't rap.
I copy the raps and songs.
But then, to be fair, most of the people who were doing those diss tracks when diss tracks were cool can't rap either.
Yeah,
so,
that's very true. They're just saying words.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
Not
particular
really
disadvantage, the fact that I can't rap. If someone can sounds enough and auto-tune me enough, then it'll be fine. Do we ever want to start our own channel?
I was talking to you earlier. I kind of do. But so I when I was younger, I had one and it was really bad. And I had this little book of all the videos I want to do. And I was hiding in my mum's house today, and I saw it. And it kind of made me want to film some videos with the ones that I did. Because I have my camera.
Yeah, because when you were keen, we did buy you a camera, didn't we?
You did.
And a tripod and stuff, so that you could actually running.
I still got them, and I want to use them.
Splendid.
Yeah.
Someone asked a minute if we're going to do meetups at Birmingham. We will do a meetup. We'll let people know where we're going to be at a particular point in the day. Obviously, we don't know yet. Best bet is to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and keep an eye throughout the day. But really, especially at Birmingham Comic Con, which is much smaller than the London one, if you're at Birmingham Comic Con on the Sunday and you walk around the show floor for an hour or two, you will see us. You'll run us. It's not big enough for us not to bump into each other. So that's probably the easiest way. Have I watched Shane Dawson's new documentary on Jake Paul? Parts of it.
I haven't.
Well, you've watched it all?
No,
like
I watched
52 parts?
I watched a little bit.
Yeah, I've watched like the first 5 episodes.
I don't even think I've watched that many.
It's the interview one that was a nearly 2-hour-long video. And I thought, you know what? I don't care enough to sit and watch this for 2 hours. So I just gave up and stopped. So if any major awesomeness was in that video, I'm never going to know about it because 2 hours is just too long. My word, it's too long. I met you in Blackpool. Does Andy like the ducks I got him? He does. He has the ducks in. Do I like KSI better or Logan Paul? I don't particularly like either of them. Please do a rap battle. No. Shane Dawson documentary on Drake Paul is really good. You should watch it. Like I say, I've watched it. It was fine. I'm not going to watch a 2-hour interview with someone I'm not by someone I'm not particularly interested in. So no. If it was 20 minutes of good bits, then I would have watched it. But I'm not going to watch a 2-hour-long, really boring video. Can't believe Shane squeezed 8 episodes from that. Yeah, exactly. The man had to monetize. Goodness me. Can I dance? Can you dance? I guess it's directed at you. I can't dance.
I can dance.
Show us.
No.
What does Andy want for Christmas? I don't know yet. He's not asked for anything yet. What do you want for Christmas?
I want a new iPad.
Put it on your wish list then, so that we know about an iPad. I'm not made of money.
I know.
My word.
But it's the only thing I can think of. But my iPad's really, it's really laggy now.
Wish I could meet you. Cameron, the best way to meet us is to just come to an event that we're at. That's the easiest to do it. We're at London Comic Con this weekend, for example. We do lots of stuff. What's my tattoo of? It's just like it's a tribal thing, an Aboriginal tribal thing.
His brother copied him.
Yeah, it was just one on the wall when I went to the tattoo shop when I was 18. It has no meaning. Does Anna have a bad knee? She does have a bad knee. Do we still need a sofa for the garage? I don't know that I ever needed a sofa for the garage, Jimmy. I am keen to get a sofa for the garage at some point, but the garage is still too much of a mess to put one in. But I do like the idea of having a different set, so that I've got my desk set and a sofa set, so that I can do 2 different types of video up there.
Do you really need that?
Again, like I said, I don't need it.
What you need to do is finish putting the carpet down in the garage.
Yeah, and if I had a sofa, that would be motivation for it. Does Amy go to any clubs? I assume they mean like jewelry club and not nightclubs because she's 12.
I'm going to art club, swimming. There was another one I used to do it and I forgot what it was. Do it at the end of the end of year 7. I had no idea what it was. It was that bad.
Brilliant. Sounds really good. Jimmy, thank you. I might come to Comic-Con. I live in London, but there you go then, Cameron. You should. Or just hang around Tower Bridge area on Saturday night. We'll no doubt be going to Bodine's at Tower Hill tea time on Saturday. So we'll be around that area. And we usually, if the weather's good, we pretty much always have a walk through the Tower of London grounds, across Tower Bridge, and then along the other side of the river where all the fancy weird shaped buildings are, and in that kind of area. If you've seen our video from October Comic-Con last year, the flat we stayed in was just sort of behind there, but we like that area anyway. We're not staying in the flat this time. We've got a pesky hotel because it's cheaper. What does Lucy want for Christmas? Nobody knows.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably more vinyls, to be honest. Whoever sent the Lily Allen one, she really likes that one. I listened to it with
You
her.
mean records, don't you? When you say, if she says vinyls near me, I assume she means pop vinyls. You mean records.
I do mean records.
There we go. Did I watch the FA Cup draw? No. I live in Nottingham. We haven't broken up yet. We break up on Friday. Well, there you go. You'll be breaking up just as people around this area are getting ready to go back.
Yeah, we go back on Tuesday.
Do you like Lady Gaga? I have no opinion.
I used to. I don't really know any of the new songs, but I used to like Poker Face and stuff like that. I remember, was it Poker Face? Cherry Pie song? What was that?
Yeah, that's Poker Face.
Yeah,
cherry pie.
I always used to think the Can't Read My Mind was Cherry Pie when I was young. So whenever we did Sing Star, I'd sing Cherry Pie really loudly, and everybody would laugh at me, and I wouldn't know why, because I genuinely thought it was Cherry Pie.
Someone just said come to the US. Lots of people there want to meet us. We'd love to come to the US. If you want to pay for that trip for us, we'll be there in the shop. But I think a trip to the US for all 5 of us with flights and accommodation when we get there, you're looking at probably $5,000 at the least, probably more. And we don't have $5,000 to spend on a holiday, so it ain't gonna happen anytime soon. Got a new tattoo today, Kev. My granddad passed away 2 weeks ago. Sorry to hear your granddad passed away, but enjoy your new tattoo. Do we think Andy could need glasses? I don't think so. He doesn't seem to have any problem seeing things. Jimmy, don't remember when you're in the lottery. That would be too far. Did your channel so long, Kevin? So how functional autism? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Ethan. Dave's got heels on. Dave's just got long nails, and we've got a hard floor. He has actually sat down now. Let's not say his name. There you go. We said his name, and now here he is. Dave, will you go and sit down so you stop making so much noise? Usually, as soon as he sees a camera turned on, or sees me just talking into the distance, he knows that's a cue that I'm not really watching what he's doing, and he can misbehave and get away with it. Now he's just reversed into me, and he's lying on the floor on his back, looking up at me because he's just mad. Do we listen to Panic at the Disco at all? Yes!
Literally, one of their songs is my favourite song. I love Hallelujah.
There you go.
There you go. I love Panic at the Disco.
It's my pleasure. Splendid, thank you. How long are we going to be streaming for? Probably only another 10 minutes or so. Amy needs to go to bed at some point. I know it's half term, but we have an early start tomorrow because we've got to get to Andy's respite care for early o'clock. So you might not have to get up early, but the rest of us need to get up early. You need to stop kicking the thing. You need to be awake when we leave so that you know that we've gone. Yes, I've heard Roblox. I used to use Roblox to teach sometimes. Have you played Roblox?
I hate it.
That's a yes then, I guess. Can you see Andy? Yeah, you go watch one of the videos that he's in. Is the best way to see Andy. I know they mean now, but I get this question every time, and people. I will train people into these live streams not featuring Andy. They'll learn. We only do these when he's gone to bed.
He's asleep.
Yeah, so we wait until he's gone to sleep, then we do the live stream. He hates live streams. He will always just go and hide from the camera. So yeah, if you want to see Andy, go and watch a video that he's in. Best place, best way. Why do you hate Roblox?
It's so boring, and it doesn't be a point to it. It's just, yeah, I don't really like it.
I could use Roblox to teach in the same way as I used Minecraft to teach as well. It's all about teaching logical thought, and use it to teach little bits of coding. And they have a teacher's edition of Roblox as well. I'm sure they do. that allows you to, similar to what they have with Minecraft, where you can do some basic modding stuff on it as well, which is very cool. Do I like Black Ops 4? No, I haven't played a Call of Duty game for about 5 years. Ice Poseidon? I don't know what that is. Ice Poseidon. Did I ever use Football Manager to teach? I didn't. I never found a way to work that into a lesson properly. I would have done though if I'd have ever been able to figure it out. Kev, could I mod Sims 3? Not just off the top of my head. I could probably work out how to do it if I spent a bit of time on it. I can program, but not just like that, do a mod. How do I survive a 9-week term at school? Just take each day as it comes. Easy peasy. What's my favourite dream car? I don't have a favourite dream car. I don't care for cars at all. Car I've got. Cars don't motivate me. Cars don't interest me. One of the reasons I want to go and live in a city is so that I don't have to have a car anymore. I'd love to live in London, sell my car, and just get her out on the tube and using Uber. It'd be perfect. Opinion on Scratch. I think Scratch is great for primary school.
I love Scratch.
I think it's a waste of time in secondary school.
Hey, I did it this time.
Yeah, exactly. You're in year 8. To me, I would have gone nuts if I'd have found out that that Scratch was being taught in year 8 in my school.
It's fun.
Exactly, but it's not got any educational benefit in year 8.
You
should be doing proper coding in year 8.
I don't know what we're doing.
Exactly.
That's because I don't listen.
Computer science standards are slipping, boys and girls. Perhaps I need to get back into teaching. When will I get the number plate, Lelujo? I probably won't ever get it. Xana would kill me. We've already answered the question about Amy getting her own channel earlier in the stream.
Maybe.
Did we ever use Kahoot in school? Yes,
I
do.
Kahoot. I love Kahoot.
All right, shouty
Sorry.
Magoo.
Kahoot's fun.
Kahoot is cool, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I introduced Kahoot to my school because my school wasn't familiar with it. Anna used it at uni. It was when she was at uni the first time before she had to give up when Andy started refusing to go to school. She came home one day and said, we did this brilliant thing in a lesson today, and she showed me it. And the next day I took it into school and showed it off in the staff room, and we all started using it as well. So yeah, it's my fault that it was in my school. Someone else could get the Lelujo plate and get a load of people stopping their car. That's fine. If anyone else wants to do that, that's fine. Will we ever come to Dorset? I've been to Dorset many times. Got no plans to go again at any point, but say never. Cherry pie, I thought it was curry pie. No, it was definitely cherry pie. As a teacher, did I ever have autism? Someone with autism, I assume you mean? Yeah, most classes have someone in most schools. I used Scratch in year 10. See, that's just terrible. I'm terrified at that. As a former computing in my school, I'm terrified at the prospect. Please tell me you weren't doing a computer science GCSE and doing Scratch. If you were just playing on it, that's fine. If there is a teacher in the world who thinks Scratch is a way to get someone through a computer science GCSE, they should just be banned from ever teaching computer science again. What's the atmosphere in the staff room like? Depends. In most schools, there's multiple staff rooms or staff areas. You have the big room, which that's only where the teachery teachers hang out. Ones who are a little bit weird, a little bit just the goody two shoes ones, the sort that your teachers are like, in the big staff room and do social activities and go and play tennis together and go out for meals, and yeah, that's not where the cool teachers hang out. You never do any of that. Yeah, exactly. The rest of us hang out usually in apartments or neighbouring departments, and we'd hang out in little offices or other's classrooms, and those areas are really cool. That's what you saw on my Lay of Teaching vlog, where everyone was throwing things at my head. That was not in the main school staff room. That would not be stood for in the main school staff room. I would have to give a speech and shake some hands if I was leaving in that staff room. But leaving in that little room that we were in with the cool teachers and Smoothman was awesome.
And Smoothman.
Exactly. My computer science teacher is called Legend Senior, and he doesn't actually teach us. Let's just play on Scratch. I mean, that's worrying.
You pick GCSEs in your right, so do I.
I hate Scratch. Too simple. Takes forever to do things. Agreed. Come to Blackpool again and get Anna on the wheel. We probably will go to Blackpool again next year. Andy's constantly asking to go to Blackpool again. But it's just, again, it's the same reason we've not gone to Ireland yet. It's the same reason we're not going to America anytime soon. It all comes down to money. We were lucky enough to get sponsored to go to Blackpool this year. We're not likely to get sponsored to go there again. So even with that we did to get to Blackpool this year, for 3 days, probably cost us hundreds of pounds with the sponsorship and the free accommodation. So yeah, it's not easy to travel when you've got all of these people around you. Bumming people. Are we coming to Norwich? Not got any plans to at the moment, but again, I'll always never say never. Has Andy ever been on an aeroplane? No, but hopefully next year. We're hoping to fly to Ireland next year for a day or two, stay in a Premier Inn in Dublin, and then fly back. That's a plan for next year, to extend his holidaying ability, because the long-term goal is we want to get the kids, but we need them all to be able to come and all to be able to cope with it, and it's a very slow process building Andy up to it, and of course we need to be able to pay for it as well. Long way from being able to do. Did I have any students who use drag and dictate and they can overcome the fact talking in a quiet classroom? I didn't when I was teaching. When I was at university, there was other students on my course who used drag and dictate, but I never taught someone to use it. Right, I'm very confused. So I'm 12 and I'm in year 8, but I've never done computer science, and neither has the older years in my school. Then I wouldn't worry about it, but it's not an option in your school. It's a bit of a worry because everyone's supposed to be doing it now, but if it's not available in your school, I wouldn't get stressed out about it. Kev doesn't count as a cool teacher. He was one of those, you let one uncool kid join in with the cool kid. Shut up, Jimmy. Shut up, Jimmy.
Yeah, but there is always that one person.
Yeah, that was movement. If you could pick anywhere in the world with Anna, where would we go? If Anna's with me, we'd go to New York. If I'm going on my own, I'd probably go to Vegas. Any tips on how to stop having panic attacks in school every day? I'm not the person to ask about that. It's not anything I've ever suffered with, so I don't really know. I don't really know what the best thing to say to you is. Talk to every teacher's friends and just try and work with these people to help you overcome whatever's causing the panic attacks, I guess. My school just scrapped computer science as I left. Wow, that's ridiculous. I'm stressed about my target grade for computer science being a 9, which is no start. Do you have any advice for me? Yeah, don't get stressed out about target grades. They don't matter. Targets are irrelevant. Just do you need computer science for whatever you're planning to do after GCSE? If not, don't worry about it at all. It doesn't matter if you pass or fail. If you do need computer science for whatever you're doing next, what grade in computer science do you want to do? Because to do computer science A level, you need 9 in GCSE. You'll probably need a 5 or a 6. So why do you need a 9? University aren't going to care what you got in your GCSE. No employer is going to care what you get in your GCSE. Getting to sixth form or college, they don't care what you see as long as you met the minimum requirements. So realistically, get a 5 or a 6. Obviously do the best you can. Don't slack off and think, I need a 5 or 6. But don't get really stressed out thinking you've got to get a 9. The only people the target grades matter to is the school. They don't make any difference to you. The school get measured on how well you perform against target grades. But you don't get a special certificate when you leave, so you've got all your targets. You just get your results. And if your results are good enough for you to do what you want to do next, good enough. I could get on my soapbox about that for hours. That is it's a major passion of mine, the fact that kids are put under far too much pressure in school because schools only care about their own results rather than their kids' results. And it frustrates the niblets out of me. Does Amy like Friends?
Oh my god, I love it. I have a bit of an obsession with Friends, not gonna lie. I've rewatched it way too many times and I have way too many things that say Friends or are related to Friends. Like the other day I got a Central Perk mug and used it like 6 times in a day.
Ronan, I feel like you've asked the question about 100,000 subscribers before. If you haven't, someone with a very similar... The reason the description says over 100,000 subscribers is because we've got over 100,000 subscribers. There's 70,000 on the vlog channel, just under 40,000 on my gaming channel, another 11,000 on Andy's channel. To me, that adds up to nearly 120,000. Even if you take Andy out of the equation, it's about 110,000. So, yeah, I've got over 100,000 subscribers. There's very little crossover between my gaming channel and the vlog channel these days. There was maybe that first 3,000 or 4,000 people who went to the vlog channel from the game channel. Since then, I've built 2 completely different audiences. So, with 110,000 between the two of them, I'm pretty comfortable saying we've got 100,000 unique subscribers at this point, because I can see they're not the same people. When you go on TV, do they pay you, or do they just pay for the travel? Just pay for the travel at the level I'm at. Hopefully one day I'll get to the point where they need to actually be on the TV, but at the moment they just cover my travel. In fact, the first time I was on TV, like 2 years ago, they didn't even cover my travel. I had to pay for that myself as well. Well, that wasn't even a real station. It was a show called Football Fan TV that was on an obscure Sky channel. And about 2 weeks after I was on, they closed the channel down. You probably did.
Was that the one where you kept saying that all the men were sat with their legs funny because you kept sliding back in the chair?
Yeah.
I remember you on that.
Somewhere on YouTube there is a channel called Football Fan TV, and somewhere on there's a video that I'm on. But it was broadcast live on satellite TV. I was on for like 10 minutes, but it's hidden somewhere in the internet now. I don't have a copy of the footage. But yeah, I had to pay for my own travel for that even to get down to London. It was just off Oxford Street, the studio for them. Right, we're going to stream for maybe another 5 minutes. We're not going to do a long one tonight. Have you got any pumpkins for next week? We still have one pumpkin left over from when we went to the Asda place last week, so we're going to carve that ready for Halloween, as long as it survives. But it should do. It should be fine. Are either of us reading any books?
Oh, I'm reading many.
I'm reading comic books. Does that count?
I'm reading Hunger Games. I'm reading... I don't know the author. I read a lot of books, and I can never remember what any of them called. And it doesn't sound very good, but they're good books. I just have a really bad memory for stuff like that. So.
Does Lucy want to drive?
I think she does. I think she wants to drive.
She was very keen to. Well, last time I spoke to her, she changed her mind. She was very keen to start driving as soon as she turned 17, but I think her plans have changed a little bit because she's planning on going to university, so she doesn't need to be able to drive there. What she needs is money. So she's now saving up all of her money that she's earning from her job to go towards helping to cover uni rather than cover driving lessons in a car.
Oh.
This is what it was last time I spoke to her. That could have changed. She wants to drive eventually, but I think she wants to do uni in London, which I can understand. I would have loved to have done uni in London. It would have been brilliant. Any excuse for me to go to London, and I'm in. I have a stammer, and everyone in my class laughs at me, and my tears are the only one who stops people, but they still laugh. Any tips on how to stop people laughing? Own it is the best way. If you get upset about it, they'll laugh more. If you own it and show that it doesn't bother you, then they'll stop.
Yeah, act like you don't care and just ignore them, and they'll realise that it's not getting to you, so there's no point in doing it. Generally,
all bullying is about getting a reaction. So if they're getting a reaction from laughing at you or mocking you, then they're going to do it more because they're getting more of their reaction. If you just, I don't know, I know this is incredibly difficult to do, but maybe even joke about it yourself, and just if it happens, just kind of try and laugh about it yourself, which I know is incredibly difficult, but it's all about just showing that you own it, you're proud of it, it doesn't bother you, and then people will go and pick on someone your target. You just need to show you're strong. And yes, I'm calming my own anxiety. Again, I've never had anxiety. I'm really not the person to ask about that. Sorry. Does Andy like going to school? He does. How in demand are computer science teachers? Very. I mean, I got paid, I think it was 12 grand just to study to be a computer science teacher. I got £12,000 for it. I think it was 12,000 because I had a first class degree in computer science. So they paid me, I'm sure it was £1,000 a month tax free to go and study teaching for a year to become a computer science teacher. And that wasn't a lot. That was just a bursary, extra money. They're incredibly in demand. If you've got a computer science qualification, look into teaching because you'll progress very quickly. I got to head of department. I was second in my department before I finished my year of teaching. I was a head of department within 2 years. So it doesn't take long to progress as a computer science teacher because there's very, very few of them about. Ben, it is nearly 9:10, and we're going to be stopping in a minute. Say 3 more questions. How come Andy's channel isn't monetised? I explained this on today's vlog. You should go and watch today's vlog. I still use the Ditty app. I've not seen him use it for a long time. So I guess that little phase is over with now, I imagine. Now, last question. It's easy to get head of departments. Computer science departments are small. Exactly. There's very few teachers. The departments are small. And head of is good money. I mean, you're sort of on the cusp of being a high rate taxpayer at that kind of money, and that's if you don't have any other responsibilities and stuff on top. So it's good career progression being a computer science teacher. Right, we are going to end things there though. because I need to get this person into bed. Like nobody's business. So I wonder if Anna's trying to get in touch with us from work. So we should probably wrap things up. Usual messaging. If you've enjoyed it and you're on YouTube, leave a thumbs up. If you're here on YouNow, and we will be back streaming here again very, very soon. I'm not sure when, but soon. But for now, we will say bye-bye. Toodle pip, folks.